starting to feel like they don't like everything being blue so much anymore. After a long time, all that blue made everyone sad. Children played no games. They sulked in their blue gardens. Mothers and fathers sat at home and stared gloomily at the blue walls of their blue living rooms. This blueness is too depressing, said the neighbours and the wizard, who was unhappier than anyone. No one laughs any more, he said. Even myself, I have not smiled for days. I must do something, said the wizard, and he slouched down the stairs to his dark blue cellar. There he began to mix and stir, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Soon he saw something new at the bottom of his pot. Now here is happier stuff, said the wizard. I will make some more right away. Ah, what is that? Asked the neighbours, when they saw the wizard painting his fence. I'm calling it yellow, said the wizard. May we have some? Begged the neighbours. You may, replied the wizard. Ah. And that is a new colour. So you can only imagine what happened next. And that was how the great yellowness came to be. After a short time, everything in the world was yellow. There was not a fly speck of blue anywhere to be seen. Pigs were yellow, wigs were yellow, stairs and dentist chairs were yellow. The wizard would gallop out of his yellow house to explore the wide yellow world. He would say, "What a fine day we are having." But the yellowness was not so fine. After a long time, all of that yellow began to hurt everybody's eyes. People walked about, bumping and thumping into each other. They were squinting and could not see where they were going. This yellowness is too bright and blinding, said the neighbours to the wizard. You don't have to tell me, moaned the wizard, who had a cold towel on his head. Everyone has a headache, and so do I. There's the wizard with his headache. I think all these people could do with some ASMR, don't you? is all your fault," they said. Then they threw stones at the wizard, who jumped up and down and gnashed his teeth because he was such a terrible temper himself. Oh dear, this does not look like a nice world. Angry people everywhere. So, the wizard stormed down the stairs to his dark red cellar. He mixed and stirred for many days. He used all the magic he could think of to find a new colour, but all that he made was more and more blue, more and more yellow, more and more red. The wizard worked until all of his pots were filled to the top. The pots were so full that soon they overflowed. The blue and the yellow and the red all began to mix together. It was a terrible mess. And when the wizard saw what was happening, he exclaimed, "That is the answer." And he danced joyfully around the cellar. All mixing together. I love this book. The wizard mixed the red with the blue and made a new colour. The wizard mixed the yellow